Hey everyone, so today we're going to be building Notion's website, notion.so. It's a very simple, design practice to help us build certain designs every day. Today we just want to be basically building this navbar with this hero section, this interactive component, and maybe this section as well. Let's see how long it's going to take us, but this is basically a good practice to do every day. Basically like going to the gym, but for your design skills. So you're just, training your design muscles and becoming a better designer every day. So feel free to do this tutorial with me. I have the link to this remix template in the description below. So if you want to download that, download it and just go through everything on your own. But let's get started, right? So basically we have, for the first section, we have the screenshot that I brought in, and we have frame 1 and frame 2. And for frame 1, basically we have this first stack on the left, and we have the second stack on the right. The first stack contains the logo and these links, and the second stack contains these things, these buttons, right? And then down here we have stack 1 with a few other stacks with 1 and 2, and then we have stack 2. And basically, what I do to understand this is I try to put everything in boxes and look at kind of the width between everything. If something has like the same amount of width, then that means that they're in one frame and that they're in one stack. And if they're like a little bit further apart, then that means that they're in another stack and they're sharing one stack that has a further gap, right? So that's one way of putting it. So I already had a head start. I was recording this video and kind of failed. So I lost basically my footage, but what I wanted to show you is that I was already here making this navbar. I brought the screenshot over here. So I brought in a blocks UI navbar, the free one, which is this one, and then I just started editing it. So basically we have one container, and in this one container we have stack 1 and the buttons. And stack 1, I basically added the logo that I found online in Google, and I replaced it here. And then I added the images, not the images, the links with different buttons. And I have 2 drop downs. And so the blocks UI one comes with one drop down, which is this one, drop down 1. But then I duplicated it by going into assets and making drop down 2. And I styled it differently. And I basically replaced the overlay here to drop down 2 by just saying replace with drop down 2, right? So it's very simple. That's basically what I did. So you guys didn't really miss a lot. And now what I did was just finish this, and I edited the style of this button so that it can have a nice, it can look similar to the Notion site, right? That's basically what I was trying to do. So if we go back to nav 1, we go like this, and we have a nice little, we have to go back to the main page. If we go to the home page, and let's add a hero section. So basically this one. And again, since it's quite simple, we have text components and buttons on the left, and then on the image on the right, we can just probably use something like blocks. So if I were to go to Framer, and import blocks, and go here and search hero. We have different things. Let's see if this one works. Okay, we can use this one. This is a free one. So let's just preview to see how. Okay, somehow it's not working, but maybe it's because of the Z index. Right, because basically I replaced these things to have an overlay like this, and it should be working. We can look at that at later times, but right now it's not showing somehow. Right, so let's just add in the hero section. The hero section, basically we have to, every time we bring in something, I always like to put the fill, never the relative. So we have this nice, it's a video, I believe. So what we can do is we can copy the video address, and then we can go to Framer and we can insert a video component, put it here, and we can put relative 100 and same thing here. And what we want to do is we want to just center it out to this component right here. So let's replace the URL like this, and we don't want a poster, and we want it to fit. So how can we do that? Well, we got to decrease the height so that it fits, right? This is basically the height. And right now we have the nice little design, but it's playing over and over again, and we don't want it to play over and over again. So playing, yes. Loop, no. So that's important. Now we go back to Chrome and we see this. If we really zoom in, it's not really black. It's like kind of like gray or black. The Happier Workspace, if we put inspect, let's see how how big the font is. So it's 76 pixels, all right, good. 76 pixels. This is also about, okay, it's even smaller. Does it have to be 76? Sure. Let's reduce the spacing to something like this, right? Maybe a little bit more. There we go. And there's this a little bit bolder, I see. Well, we can do something like that. Yeah. And then let's reduce the space between the letters as well. I can see that it's a little bit more, you know, more narrow somehow. Something like this looks good. Something like this looks good. Okay. Now let's make this text write, plan, collaborate. And let's again inspect this to see how big everything is. So 24 pixels. 24 pixels. So let's go like that. And it's kind of like a medium or semi-bold. Oh, not this one, sorry. Let's see. It's a inter, but show me some of the font. Inter 400 medium, okay. So let's go back here, and it's going to be a medium. And this is kind of like an, I don't know, something like that. And this one is going to be, I would say the same color, 24. So let's do that, 24. All right, cool. And now we have here a blue button. So we got get Notion free and contact sales. So we have something already in the same color based on the Blocks UI, which is cool. But we want these two to be, we want everything to be a little bit closer. So let's do that. So we got this. Let's reduce the gap a little bit. I would say by 20. And let's sort of get started. What is it? Get Notion free. Get Notion free. And contact sales. So contact sales. And this is a lowercase f. Let's unlink and replace everything. Unlink and replace all. And then this is going to be kind of like a, what color is this? Inspect. Oh, no. Inspect. Color button primary. Okay. That's this one. This is going to be changed to secondary. And let's kind of adjust the colors here. So I like this color already with the, but I don't like this one. We don't need an icon for now for this video, but this looks good. Cool, so it's looking more and more like the Notion website. We do need this thing here now. So what we can do is we have text wrapper and we have the buttons and we have the image on the right. But we need another column here. But this needs to be on the right still. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another stack here. And it's going to be called left. And this is going to be like this. And for this one, we don't need these buttons. We just need images and the text. So we can delete this one. Let's make the gap larger, or however you want to call it. Make the image like this, and then let's delete these text. Well, what we can do is we can add a frame, and we need four of these. So we have the left, and it's fill, and we have the right. And this should also be kind of a stack. And this should be fill. And right now these should be all smaller a little bit. Something like that is good. And let's save image. So this is going to be affirm. Just Netflix. Save image as Discord. Or actually, instead of saving, let's see if we can just copy paste it. Oh, cool. So we can copy paste it. I don't have to save it to my machine. So copy paste works good. Discord is a little bit small. So basically, let's just make everything kind of the same size. Right. Now let's delete these frames because we don't really need them. Let's put them over here. Put them here. And let's increase the gap a little bit to like 36. And this would be trusted by teams at, this is going to be, what size is this? Pixels. So 15 pixels, trusted by teams at blah blah blah. So we got our thing already. We got our nice little thing. Hide fill. Can we do that? So we basically want this to be closer, you see? So it's closer. Kind of starts with here. I think this is content. I'm just trying to see how this works, guys. So this looks good. Now we just want to replace this. Maybe it doesn't have to be visible. Maybe we can make these logos a little bit smaller. And something like that, voila. It's not perfect, but it's getting there, right? So now for the next part, so this is going to be the hero section. We got the hero section nice and now we want to do this interactive component section. So for the interactive components, so let's just, I'm going to zoom out a bit and I'm going to take a screenshot of this. So we have a screenshot in our Framer project. So if you go back to Framer, I can go like this. Oh, and you see how this kind of changed? What we want to do is we want to make it like that. And then we got to just fit the content, the height, and make this fill probably. Then we probably want to make this fit the content somehow. We got to just manually do it, but got to just make sure that in all the different things, all the different sizes, everything fits, right? So height, fit content. And then we want to make this height fit content, no? And then probably for the mobile, we want this not to be 76, but smaller. Maybe 48 would be good. And we would probably want this to be smaller, right? So this is just basic responsive design. We probably, I don't know why there's this padding here, but we can remove that somehow. What is this? I'm trying to see what this is here. Okay. Right, so we have that covered. Maybe we have to put it like this. And maybe for the tablet it is centered. I think I remember seeing that when I was inspecting it. So let's just center everything and see how that goes. So we have this first hero section nice and done. It looks pretty beautiful, right? The Framer, the Notion design is very nice. So what we got to do now is let's just duplicate this. And we have a container, but we don't have a left or right. We just have a one container. Actually, let's delete this one. And then for this one container, it's going to be called the main. This is going to be called the component. This is going to be called the max width because we wanted to have a max width of 1280. And this is going to be the main one. So we're going to have the main, and we're going to have here the image. So let's delete these buttons. And underneath, we want to have the toggles, right? So toggles, and we are going to have buttons for the toggle. So let's wait for that. Okay, so let's create a component by holding down Option, Command, and K. And let's create an interactive selector. So we have this part right here. And what we want to do now is we want to add a frame for this image thing. We want this to be fill and fill. And we would want to replace this. So basically we would have for each one, well, let's first finish the design. So, because I was doing different variants because when you go here, you have different variants. And every time you click on something, it has to go there, right? So we have to keep that in mind, but not now. So let's delete this. We don't need that. Let's go back to our navbar. Let's kind of find one of these. I want to see how this. We can probably use this. So let's use this button. Yeah, exactly. We can use this because they have icons already. So we can go here and we can duplicate it 4 times, right? We don't need to make them all. I think they have like 6. Yeah. Let's just do wiki docs projects AI. So let's do it like that. Wiki. And let's just style the first one first. So the first one is going to have a icon, yes. And it's going to be, let's just call it a book for now. Book open. And key. And what we want to do is we can even like detach this button. So detach this, and we can even make a new button called toggle. So toggle, I want to make it new because I want it to have a padding with this kind of outline, and when you hover over it or select it, then it has to be this this hover state, right? So let's go back to Framer. Let's create that padding like this. Let's create a border color of 22 but with 10 pixels. And let's rename this to main. And then we create a hover effect. And this will be called main hover. And the fill will be, wait for it, where was it, 22? And then we can make like 10%, just like the border. So if we were to go here, now you see it's working pretty nice. So wikis, docs, projects, AI. So let's do that. And let's edit the components so that we can easily change the content of the text to title and the content of the icon. We do this by making variables, right? And this is not going to be filled. This is going to be like a light regular. Something like this. Something like this is good. That looks much more similar. So wiki, docs, projects, AI. Wiki, you see, docs, projects, AI. Right? And what we can do is we can center, and we can probably, let's see how space, it's very little space between. And let's do that in Framer by decreasing the gap to about 10 pixels. Perfect. All right, cool. Now we got that. Let's now set the image size to be larger. And the max width would be, 620. That looks good. So now for each image, what is this? This is going to be an image, right? So I'm going to basically open image in new tab. We have this one. What is that? Open image in new tab. Okay, that looks weird, but okay. So let's just take a screenshot of the image contents, and you can see that there's like a radius and like a border. So let's add that as well. So we can go back to Framer and we can add not a radius and radius and a border of 10%, and we can add a shadow, realistic shadow. And now we can start populating this. So I go back here, I took a screenshot, so it's probably going to be one of these. It's going to be this one. So, and then this one will be, the variant would be different. it will be, okay, let me just create a new variant for this. And this variant would have, just like the hover, so selected, let's just write selected, and selected would be, have a fill of 22 and 10. So let's just replace that with selected. So this is our selected one. And for these things, we can even decrease the size for the tablet, so it's like nice and perfect for the tablet. And for the phone as well, we can just decrease the size for the phone, right? Okay, so that's gonna be the first, for the first selector. Now we gotta basically duplicate everything here. So this is gonna be, let's just call it one desktop, and do the same for the other thing. So this is gonna be one desktop, this is gonna be one tablet, right? This is gonna be one phone. And now we just select everything, we copy it down, and it's gonna be two desktop. This is gonna be two phone, tablet, sorry. This is gonna be two phone. So we got to do that at the end, but let's just do it first with these first ones. So this one would be, for example, selected, and this one would be main, right? Because it won't be the first one anymore. Same with this, let's just do that and replace everything. Let's just do it here again. This is going to be main, and this is going to be selected, right? So, and then for each one of these, it's going to be a different screenshot. So we got here this one. For this one, we just got, let's just open the image in the new tab and see if it's still this weird one. Doesn't matter. Let's just do a screenshot. And let's go back to Framer. And then all we got to do is we just got to replace the image here with the screenshot that we took. So choose image. Let's go to our recents, and yes, it's this one. Oh no, it's not. It's the second one. Or it's this one. Good. Okay, and we do the same here. So recents, screenshot, boom. Recent screenshots, boom. See, as simple as that. I mean, we're almost, 30 minutes in. We're almost done because we're just going to be doing these two. But you can see how simple it is. We also see that it's quite, we want to make it a little bit, we want to make the width a little bit longer because I can't really read this. Or is my screenshot that was so small? Yeah, I think something like this. And anyways, this has to be larger. We have to remove this max width. It does have to be larger. So something like that. Let's adjust it for everyone. So max width, no, it was this one, has to be smaller. Maybe we can just do this, fill. We can do the same thing here, fill. Then everything is nice, perfect. And let's just remove some of the top padding to like about 20 because it's supposed to be quite close to this top section. Maybe we gotta even reduce it a little bit more, but over here. So we gotta go down here and put, 20. And now we can see it much closer, right? So it's gonna be something like that. So we gotta now do the next one, which is projects. Let's just take a nice screenshot. Boom. Framer. We go back to our little section here. We go back to projects. Let's duplicate everything that we have. Boom, boom. Oops. Sorry, guys. Let me just do it like this. There we go. And now we just gotta, duplicate, rename again. So we can call this one 3 desktop, 3 tablet, 3 phone. This one's gonna be 4 desktop, 4 tablet, 4 phone. Okay, so now let's replace this selected one where it's supposed to be, like always. Just doing this fine work that makes the project great. So main, let's go here to AI, selected, docs, main, AI, selected, docs, main, AI, selected, docs, main. Okay. Now let's just replace this image. Like I said before, let's replace it with that new one that I made with the projects. Same here. And let's go back, let's go to AI and do the same screenshot so you can do it for the other ones. With the framer, recents, projects. Now let's go here. Let's choose that AI one. There we go. So recents. Okay. So now we got all the variants done. So what we gotta do is we gotta create the interaction. So when there's a new transition. So click. When you click, it takes you to variant 2 desktop. When you click on this one, you transition, it takes you to desktop variant 3. If you click on this one, it takes you to desktop variant 1. If you click on this one, it takes you to desktop variant 4. And let's just make sure. Okay, so for these, we gotta replace them with tablet. This as well with the tablet. So we just gotta do some fine work, reassuring that everything's, that everything is working, that everything is doing, taking you where it's supposed to go. That's what I want to say. So, by the way, I speak different languages and I'm always mixed up in all the languages. So sorry for if I'm not clear sometimes, but it is what it is, right? So let's just see if everything is working fine. So for the desktop, it looks good. I'm pretty sure for the tablet, for the tablet, we gotta still refine it for the phone as well. So let's just go to tablet, 3 tablet, 4 tablet. We got 1 tablet, 2 tablet. So I'm just gonna be fixing this. So you guys can skip if this is boring, but this is entertaining. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here and for listening to me. Please feel free to join my Discord. I'm gonna add the description below. I also have a Patreon where I kind of like do live builds like this, but it's more personal, I guess you can say. So, but Discord, you can chat with me. I'm there. So if you have any questions in regards to your framer, your framer career, I'll be more than happy to help. So 4 phone. We're almost done, guys. So 1 phone. It's a lot of logic thinking. It's not hard. It's very nice. I love Framer. I think that there's so much potential with this tool. I always say it in every video. But I keep on, I work with this tool every day. So, because I love it. Because I want to show you guys how to use it. Right? So basically we got it done. So this is the desktop version, this is going to be the tablet, and this is going to be the phone. Perfect. So that's it, guys. This is it. This is the whole thing. This is the whole, we did it. We did a nice little version of the, website of Notion. What's afterwards? We have this section. I mean, if you guys want to build it, feel free to take this template and try to build it yourselves. I kind of gave you like the blueprints of how to do this, and since we're just like practicing our design skills here, this might be a good opportunity for you to practice it as well. So this is it. This is the Notion website built in Framer. Pretty quite simple. Not the whole website, but just like the hero section, you can say. Hope you guys like it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, like I said. And yeah, thanks for being here. I love you guys for that, and see you next time. Bye-bye.